I have probably a unique perspective of all of the officers that are here at Frox, in that I was here very shortly after the corporation had come to the United States. You see, originally Frox started originally in Europe, in Germany, by a gentleman named Hartmut Esslinger. As the project commenced in Europe, they discovered rather quickly that the talent to really cause the product to come to reality, the talent really lied in Santa Clara County, what they call Silicon Valley in California. And so in April of 1988, Hartmut moved Frox from Germany to California.
When I got involved, Hartmut Esslinger was trying to put the company together, and we got started up, started looking at a product, and at that time no one really knew what the product was. But we had an idea of something that we'd like to have as a piece of stereo equipment, and there's a lot of very interesting technologies that are starting to come out. You know, 3 years ago, it wasn't quite clear the way things were going. And
basically, all of the product as it currently exists was done, you know, after I got here. So I was involved in the very early stages. When we started out, there were just, I think, 6 people when I came on board, and the product was very fuzzily defined, and over the course of the 3 years, it's been, you know, it's gone from sort of a vague notion of what it should be to a concrete working product.
We didn't really have much of a spec. We kind of worked together trying to figure out what was feasible, what was possible. And over time, we slowly evolved it. We started specifying chips and designing chips, and got more into the packaging. How would this thing look? At one point, it looked like a little refrigerator. It looked awful. We got that fixed, so now we got some thin boxes that look pretty neat.
A lot of the components that we are using in the product have never ever been purchased by anyone in the U.S. And we are actually buying components and introducing them into the U.S. and other people are starting to use some of them.
In a relatively short space of time, we have put together a whole lot of stuff that I wasn't sure we could do in that little time.
The name, oddly enough, is a derivative of the original name that Hartmut gave to the company in Germany. Originally it was called Frog Electronic, and it was later determined that that was a little clumsy. And so what Hartmut decided to do was to drop the electronic, remove the G from Frog, and add an X. And thus the company became Frox, F-R-O-X.
The name was picked by Hartmut Esslinger, who's a native German speaker, and to the German ear, Frox sounds okay. But to most of the American native speakers in the company, it sounded very awkward.
We tried to change the name a couple of times. People kept calling and they'd say, Frox, what? They wouldn't say Frox, they'd say other things. Frock? You can imagine the others.
We had several contests. In fact, there was one contest when we finally decided we'd give a trip to someone to go to Las Vegas for a weekend if they could pick the name. And so all 13 employees got into a room at one time when all the names were collected and actually put into a jar. And we spent a couple of hours in that room pulling the names out of the jar and voting for them. And it turned out that the most votes to any one name, I think, was 3. And no one even liked that.
We spent a long time trying to come up with an alternate name and basically gave up. The name had by that time stuck, and you know, it's okay.
One of the names I'm trying to think that I liked was Envision.
And I wished I could remember who it was. It actually put in the name Frox just in case it happened to win. Well, whoever that person is, you should step forward. We still owe him a trip to Las Vegas.
Back in March of 1990, when I joined the company, and just prior to that, in the fall of '89, I met what perhaps was a dozen of the most brilliant engineers I'd ever run across. They had the imagination and the flair and the type of product that was going to potentially revolutionize the consumer electronics industry. It was the people I met who were primarily responsible for me deciding to join this company. And we are now, I think, 60 people later, $20 million later, going to give you the product that will, in fact, revolutionize consumer electronics and change forever what people think about television.
I really think that the ability to start with nothing and then to watch it blossom is a unique experience. Probably many of us only get to do it once.
What you're seeing is the combination of the computer field and the consumer electronics field coming together in a way that's never been done before. And that has taken and will continue to take some extremely unusual people, very creative, very talented, that have a vision that they're pursuing of the way that the world would like to be entertained, the way that people would like to operate their consumer electronics to deal with the information flow going into their home.
This product that we call the FroxSystem is so different and unusual because it's a combination of computer science and ease of use that will give the consumer an opportunity to do things they couldn't do before unless they picked up the paper and went through some trouble or tried to fine-tune a TV that wouldn't do it for them, or tried to put together a home theater system that was unusable. We're bringing the brilliance of computer science and marrying it with consumer electronics in the sense that this ease of use will solve lots of problems people have now and allow you to do things you couldn't do before.
Well, I think we broke the mold with Frox, first of all, in the way we put our team together on the marketing side. And the most important element in the positioning aspect was to show a retail awareness or a street savvy. And what is key, and I think what comes out in the bottom line of all of our programs, is that we really are committed on the retail side.
The wand's the heart of the Frox unit, and I'm very proud of the wand. I think it's a product that, and a device to control your environment in your home that will be the future of remote control, so to speak, in the home.
Well, I'm proud of the quality of the video compared to existing products at anywhere near the same price. It's considerably higher quality.
We've had a lot of challenges. I mean, just from the hardware, from the starting point, from the hardware, we've got the equivalent of an engineering workstation in the product.
What I have here is a history of the Frox articles. I've been collecting them because they become very useful tools in negotiating. It keeps our vendors informed as to what we're doing and keeps them excited about the product. It starts back from 1989, and most of them come shortly after the CES announcement of our product. We give out these to all our vendors, and people are copying me on any new articles that come out about the company.
We have a very astute team of executives, a brilliant team of engineers, and an incredibly unique product that only comes along once in a lifetime.
Well, a year and a half ago, this was an idea, and here it is, Dateline Sunnyvale, December 13th, Friday the 13th, and we're shipping our first products. In the next year and a half or so, our mission is to move into as many homes as possible, a home theater system that's going to give people something they didn't expect.
92 will be different because we're real, okay? You can try to put a positioning up, and obviously the product was there, but it was a magic show. Now that the product's real, it's on the market, what we have to do is we have to do a high degree of sales training. We have to bring the market to an awareness position of what the revolutions are in the product, and then differentiate ourselves by our style and the way we do that. Now, in our advertising itself, even though the product is unique, the advertising positioning should be different. It should be different from the way a CD player is presented or a laser disc is presented. This whole concept of interactive information and entertainment, that concept should be put in a position that's elevated. So hopefully we are going to present a program that is promotional. Hopefully we're working on some major campaigns right now with some magazines that are more entertainment oriented, not hardware oriented, but entertainment oriented, because I think we have shown a commitment to living arts in the way we did command performances and the way we do some of the openings with using bands. Hopefully, what they will see is a very unique educational process to our advertising, which not just says, here is a box, and here's another box that attaches to a box, but this is a unique way to enjoy entertainment. And that's what I know you're going to see in 92.
The next 6 months, it's going to be our job to let people know what this product is and what it can do. And the year following that, through 1993, we plan to engage the upper end of the U.S. marketplace through the premier dealer and custom installers, such that those people buying and installing home theater are going to get the benefits of technology without the problems. And this is what we've been calling, as Bud Myers phrases it, the first vision of the inevitable.
I've been Froxed. I have always been Froxed. I ever shall be Froxed. And hopefully everybody that touches us feels that this is a unique thing, and in 92 we've got something bigger and better to do.